Welcome to another video in the SAP Configuration from Zero playlist, where we started our configuration from zero with an objective of running an end-to-end procure-to-pay process. Before we start the video today, let's review what we have done in the playlist so far. If you go to my website, www.galalconsulting.com/courses, you are going to find this roadmap for the SAP configuration course that shows all what we have explained so far. So we have started with the company code, global parameters, purchasing organization, we defined our plant, we defined the storage location, and we maintain the company code for material management. Today we are going to continue what we started, and the last step we arrived at was the creation of the material master data. Now that we have our plant and our storage location, we can create our material. So let's start with our demo. So let's get back to the last step of the last video, which was creation of the material master data. So we go to MM01, the transaction code, to create material master data. Here we select mechanical engineering and material type is ROH, raw material. I already explained all of this in the previous videos. And then press enter. And here we choose the views we want. So we want only the purchasing and the inventory management, accounting, costing, and basic data views. So you go to basic data 1 and 2, purchasing, MRP 1 and 2 and 3. There are mandatory fields in MRP that we have to fill. And then we also have the general plant data storage and the accounting and costing views to be able to post a goods receipt. So these are the views we want. Click on OK. And then now we insert our plant and our storage location. So the plant that we configured together, AG60, and the storage location is AG61. And then we press on OK. And so far, we don't have any errors. In the last video, we had an error, we fixed it, and now everything is going fine. So the description of the material, let's say this is AG from 0, raw material, so ROH1. Base unit of measure is piece. Material group is 01. So the material group is a generic object that is used across all plants and the company codes. So we have already some standard material groups defined in the system. I'm not going to go into the configuration of this because it's not something essential for us. But if you would like to learn more about this, please feel free to right-click, go to help, and you are going to find the customizing button is active. So you can go to customizing and configure your own material group. It is a very simple configuration object that is not essential in our process. So I'm not going to get into the details. So material group is 01. This is created by standard in any SAP standard system. Then we have the general item category group is norm. This is not going to impact our process also. And the business measure is piece. So in the material master data, I'm only going to fill the mandatory fields. Anything that's not mandatory, I will pass. Then press enter. This will take us to the second screen. Nothing is mandatory here. Press enter again. We are now in the purchasing screen. So we have the base unit of measure PC from the first screen. Material group is there. I'm not going to fill anything. Just press enter. And then here in the MRP1, we have the mandatory MRP type field. So here we are going to insert something that disables MRP. In our basic procurement process, we don't need any material requirement planning. So I'm not going to activate this. And for this, we are going to use no planning, ND. This is a standard value that's configured in any standard SAP system that you can use. So ND means that MRP has no impact. So now press enter again. Nothing is mandatory here. Press enter. MRP3, we have one mandatory field, which is the availability check. I don't want to have any availability check. I'm going to get into the details of this now, but it's not related to our basic procure-to-pay process. So again, we choose something that says no impact or no planning. So here we have no check, KP. This is a standard value also available in any system. Enter. Anything that requires configuration, we are going to configure together. Anything else, we pass. So let's proceed now. So now we are at the plant data storage one. We don't have anything mandatory here, so just press enter. I'm not going to add anything here also, enter. So now we are in the accounting views, and this is very important. If you want to post a goods receipt, then we must maintain certain values here. So first, we have the valuation class, which is mandatory to post any goods receipt. This is related to the material management account determination. And I already have a full playlist for account determination in material management that I created like 3 or 4 years ago. It is a very nice playlist explaining all the details. So what is a valuation class with all the configuration that's happening behind. So you can check it if you'd like to know more details. I'm going to add this in the diagram on the website to the path of the course. it will be in blue. So if you'd like to dive deeper into the account determination, you can check the playlist. Otherwise, you don't have to go into these details. Here, what we are going to use is a standard value that's available. So you open here, you're going to find these available values by standard. So I'm going to use 3000. And this is the standard configuration available in any SAP system. And the reason we have it here is because it's assigned to the material type. So regardless of the material of the plant or company code, the material type is assigned to the valuation classes. So the ROH material type, which is a standard, is assigned to the standard valuation classes 3000, 3001, and 3002. So for our demos, I always use 3000, okay? And then we have to maintain the configuration of the account determination behind. Check the playlist if you'd like to know the details. And anyway, in our basic process, we are going to run into the basic account determination that we definitely have to do to be able to post our goods receipt, okay? So now this is what I want for now. I will just press enter, okay. So now I'm using price control V moving average, which means I don't have to maintain any standard cost. And this is what I recommend for you in order to run your first process, because this way you don't have to configure anything related to costing. So moving average price means that the purchase price will be our cost, okay? And here in the moving price, you put any value to start with. So for example, my raw material will have a value of 5, or maybe let's make it 10, so it's easy to calculate. So this is 10 euros for piece. This is my starting moving price. Before I proceed to the next screen, here there is also something that's very important. I'm not going to modify it for now because it's not showing any errors yet. As you see here, we have no price determination and the ML active is not checked. Remember that in SAP S/4HANA, material ledger is mandatory. So this must be checked, and this is a configuration that we do on the plant level that we have not done together because it has not given us any errors yet. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to proceed as is. I'm configuring the system for the first time. But just to let you know, if you have a material that you are creating, and while creating the material, you find that the ML is active, is not checked, it means that for this plant, the material ledger is not activated, and it means that no material movements will be available on this. Nothing can pass actually on this plant. Anyway, let's proceed. We don't have any errors for now, so I'll just press enter. This will take me to the accounting 2 view. I'm not going to maintain anything here. Enter again. Costing, nothing to maintain here. Enter. Costing 2 is fine. Enter again. And we are done. Do you want to save your data for the material first? I can say yes. Or you can click on cancel first and just do a quick check by clicking here, check screen data. So this will tell you if there are any errors in the material master, and then save. So now we have created our material, and you can see the material code is 876. Let's see if SAP is going to give us any errors. So the material is created. So far, so good. The material code is 876. This is nice. So let's click on OK. And now we have our material. So let's proceed with the purchase order and continue our process and see what will happen next. So let's go back to the purchase order creation screen, which is ME21N. So /N, ME21N. Here our supplier is this one. And then we already have our purchase organization AG60, our purchasing group AG5, company code AG60. Everything here we configured together from scratch. It's a nice feeling, right? To see that everything that is here is something that we have configured. And then we go to the material, and the material is 876. Okay, enter. So now I'm buying this material, and I'm going to buy, let's say 10 pieces, and the net price is 100. I just want to run a very simple case first. So we have 10 by 10, let's make it 10. So 10 pieces, the net price is 10, so the total value will be 100, okay? Enter, okay. So we need to insert a plant, AG60. This is our plant. And then we need to insert a storage location. So first of all, we get an error here. Purchasing organization AG60 is not responsible for plant AG60. And this is a missing configuration activity that we didn't do. So what this means is we need to assign the plant to the purchase organization. Let's go to help. And here, as you see, so the purchasing organization you entered has not been defined for the specified plant. And if you see, we have the customizing button activated, so we can click here, continue without specifying a project. And we are looking for something where we can assign our plant to the purchase organization. And most probably from our experience so far, this will be in the enterprise structure menu also. So yes, we are in the enterprise structure under assignment, material management, assign purchasing organization to plant. You see, now we are able to quickly understand the menu paths in the configuration. So anything that's related to assignment, the basic assignments will be in this enterprise structure menu. So we go here to assign purchasing organization to plant. I invite you, as always, to read the documentation first, then run the transaction. And here we are going to look for our purchase organization AG60, which doesn't exist in the table. This is why we have no values, which means that our plant is not assigned to the purchase organization. So click on new entries, AG60, and our plant is AG60 also, enter. So now we assigned our plant to the purchase organization. Let's save, transport request, okay, data was saved. Now let's go back, and let's continue with our purchase order. So I'll try again to press enter and see if it will pass. Can delivery date be met? So now this error has automatically been refreshed. We don't have to refresh the transaction. So the configuration has been updated. So now we can insert our storage location, AG61, enter. Account assignment mandatory for material 876, enter account assignment category. So now let's see what this is. There is no provision for value-based inventory management for this material type in this plant. Account assignment is thus necessary. Please enter an account assignment category. So this material cannot be maintained as a stock material with value. So now SAP is expecting that we insert an account assignment category, so it will be consumed immediately, for example. I'm not sure why this error is there, and I don't know exactly the explanation, but the first thing I can do is look for it on Google and see why we have it. And for me, this error can either have one of two reasons. Either the master data is missing something, the master data of the material, or we have missed a configuration step. So let's do this together, okay? I'm going to copy this error, and I usually copy also the message number, and then go to Google, and let's look for it. So let's see, solved account assignment mandatory for material. This is how I find how I analyze any error, and I find solutions to learn how to configure things, right? So if I have an SAP community post that is from 2024, this is recent, it's nice. If I have something from 2008, 2007, I don't prefer to check. So I usually look for anything that's after 2020 first. This one is in 2024, which is okay. And it is also solved. So we can actually check this one. And if you look here, so someone here is having an error. When a PR is created for material, there is a following error message. I'm also attaching the material type creation screen. So the response we have here, I think you are working with non-valuated or non-stock material type, since you cannot have material valuation inventory for such material types. So the system understands that for this material, there should be no stock and no value. And the reason this is happening is something in the configuration transaction OMS2. So this is a configuration step that we did not maintain. For each plant or for each valuation area, we should check whether for this material type, there should be a value update and a quantity update. So a material that has no quantity or value update is non-stock, non-valuated material. I have already created a video explaining what is non-stock and what is non-valuated materials, what are the business cases with a demo on SAP. So I also will leave you the links in the roadmap of the course on the website. And I also try to leave you the links in the description of the video here, so you can understand what is non-valuated and non-stock materials. So as long as these checkboxes are not checked, SAP will understand that for our plant, this material type will have no value and no stock. So we have to go to the configuration transaction OMS2, and we have to update this. I'm not sure where OMS2 is, so I can go back and look for another thread. So for example, here we have another one that's from 27 January 2024. If I check here, maybe someone has inserted the configuration path, and here you go. So the configuration of the material type in SPRO, logistics, material master, basic settings, material types, define attributes. So let's go there and correct the configuration. If I go here to the error message, we don't have the customizing button activated because this is not actually a configuration error. SAP is just telling us that this material is non-stock and non-valuated, so we should assign it to a cost center or something. But this is not what we want to do. We wanted to have a value and we wanted to have a stock, so we have to configure this. So now I'm going to close this error message, and let's open the configuration menu in the front screen, SPRO, continue, and now we go to logistics, general, material master, then it was under basic settings, I believe, material types, define attributes for material types. Let's see. Yes, so here we have the material type and we have the quantity value updating, and this is the transaction OMS2. So for your reference, it is a very important transaction. So it's under logistics, material master, basic settings, material types, define attributes for material types. So we go here, and our material type is ROH, which is standard. So this one is configured by SAP. You can see the details by double clicking. So you'll see all the details of the material type. This is a very important configuration screen. Usually, if we are going to define our own material type, we always copy from the standard ones. So if I go here to quantity value updating, this is plant specific. So whenever you define a new plant, you must come here and check whether this material type with the plant has a quantity and a value update or not. So if you look here for the standard plant or the standard valuation area we have 0001, these are checked. So this should be our standard configuration also. The valuation area is a plant, and this is something I explained in the account determination playlist. So I will leave you a link for the playlist in the roadmap. Okay, so now if I go here to our plant AG60, we have quantity updating not checked and value updating not checked. So we have to check these two. Once we do this, we can save and okay. All right, and now we have updated this configuration. So this is something related to the configuration of the plant. This is why when I explained the plant configuration, I told you we still have many other steps. We advance little by little. When we find errors, we solve them. But what I do also is I document everything I configure, and this is how I learn. So if you see my configuration manual, if you are a channel member, then you have already seen this because I share it with the channel members. This has all the configuration steps I do. And this is how in the future, whenever I'm configuring a plant, I don't have to rediscover the errors. I already have the steps that I configured before, and I can remember everything. And if I check here, you can find OMS2 is already in my document. So I could have actually shown this before, but I don't want to tell you what to do. I want to teach you how to teach yourself what needs to be done. Okay, which is more complicated, but yeah, this is what we do in this playlist. So now I have updated this configuration. Let's go back to our purchase order. So now I have already saved this configuration. Let's go back and I will switch to the other screen where we have the purchase order. So now press enter again and let's see if the error is still there. So the error is still there. We have to restart the transaction or maybe delete this line item and add it again. So I'm going to delete this item. Yes. And let's again insert 876, our material, enter plant. So now the plant is fine. Net price must be more than 0. Okay, so the price will be 10 and we are going to buy 10 pieces. All right, and we have no errors this time. So the configuration has been updated. So now I'm going to check. Looks like we are done. So can delivery date be met? This is a warning. It's fine for me. We have the plant. I'm going to add the storage location also, AG61. Check again. No errors. So let's save. System messages issued. If I click on edit, it will show me the warning message, which is fine. So we don't have any errors. I'm going to save. So now we have created our purchase order. Let's see. So the purchase order number is 450670. Okay. Let's go to help to copy it. So we have our purchase order number. Now the next step is to post a goods receipt, as we know from the procure-to-pay process, which I explained before. So now we go to the goods receipt screen, which is /n MIGO, and let's see if we can actually post our goods receipt. I'm sure we are going to face errors because this is the first step where SAP is actually posting something to inventory management and to accounting for this material and for this plant and for this company code. So let's see what will happen. So now we have goods receipt, purchase order, and we insert the purchase order number, press enter, and then we have here the quantity. So we have 10 units. Okay. The storage location is there, movement type is here, everything looks fine, check. And here we get our first error, check table T159L, entry AG60 doesn't exist. Let's go to the long text. In table, the entry is missing. Make sure your entries are correct. And if table has not been maintained correctly, please inform the system administrator. I don't know what this table is, so I will need to check it. And as usual, we can take the error message and look for it on Google. But I'm not going to go into this in this video. We already have a long video, longer than the others in the playlist. So I'm going to stop here and let's review together. So in the video today, we have created our material master data. We have succeeded in creating our purchase order. And in order to do this, we had to update the configuration of the plant with the material type to allow quantity update and value update. And now we have our purchase order. You can copy the purchase order number from the video and keep it in your notes. So in the next video, we continue with the goods receipt, and I'll show you how to handle this error. Now your homework is to go to the SAP help library and read about the material types. So you go to Google, just type SAP help material type plant, and go to the first link that has SAP S/4HANA on-premise. Make sure that you are always checking S/4HANA on-premise because we have other types of products. We only need this one. So go there and you'll find very useful information about the material types and also the stock quantity and the value update. So this is the first thing you need to do. The second thing is to follow the configuration steps that we did today. So you go to your system and you maintain this configuration for the material type and the plant, and also create the material master data and create your purchase order. If you do not have an SAP S/4HANA testing system and you would like to use the same system I am using here, then you can go to my website, galalconsulting.com, and go to SAP Access. And here you can subscribe to the same server I'm using online. You get a user ID within 1 day, and you'll be able to check my configuration and also configure anything else you want. The server is working very well, and we have many users already there. You also get access to the member documents, so this configuration document and many other documents that are available. And also you get access to a Slack community where you can chat with me and the other members who are using the system. So if you need help or if someone is looking at a screen, we have a way to communicate together. Do not forget to follow the course map that you can find on the website. So galalconsulting.com/courses. Go to the SAP configuration from zero and follow the course map. These boxes are clickable. So if you click on any box, it will take you to the video on the channel. So do not forget to follow the playlist. I hope you found the video useful and easy to understand. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, share the video with your connections, leave me your comments. Leave me the comments on the diagram on the website. So here there's a comments section. So leave me your comments here, and also leave me your comments on the video on YouTube. Let me know if you want me to explain anything more, if you want me to change the way I explain things. Any comments you have are welcome. I always read all the comments. Don't forget also to check the channel membership program if you would like to support all of this effort and be part of the journey. So you can subscribe to the channel membership. You pay a monthly fee, and in return you get access to the member exclusive videos, the configuration documents, and many other perks. So if you would like to join the channel membership, go to youtube.com/@abdullahgalal/join, and you will find all the details. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.